Good morning, Breakfast Club family. This is Mark Stevens with Joe Shoop. Hope you had a great day yesterday, and today is what? Oh my goodness. Half the month, a third of the month is gone. December 11th. My goodness. I hope you've started your year already. I know I've started mine. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Looking for a great day today and the rest of the week and the rest of the month and the rest of the year.
Hold on just a moment.
You know, before I bring Joe in here, I do want to tell you about this right quick. I told you the other day about what the Congress is doing about the pensions and everything, and I just found out that they put a special measure in there for the banks. And what they just told the banks was simply this, and this is why when we talk about this presentation, you need to understand it and you need to know why it was put together. They just told the banks that, you know what, banks? I'm going to put it in our vernacular so you can really understand. You don't have to worry about the legal mumbo-jumbo of the crazy people on Capitol Hill. They're saying, banks, forget about Dodd-Frank. What we're going to allow you to do, because we're not bailing you out anymore, what we're going to allow you to do, if you get in trouble messing with those derivatives, investing and losing people's money, all your depositors become your creditors and you can take their money. So what they just said is that your money is their money, and they can take it whenever they feel like it. Because the other guys, they got their money, and they're getting their money on the table. So that's all I'm going to say about that, and I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to turn it over to Joe. You have to understand this. You have to understand that the most important economy is the one in your own home. You have to understand that you, and you alone, have to direct your own retirement. Don't let anybody else do it. Because if you do, you're going to end up losing it. So, with that being said, good morning, Joe. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Mark. I'm doing great, thanks. Had a great night last night. I want to tell people this. Apparently, many of the notices for the communication class went into a lot of spam folders. We tried to tell people that to look for it there. I have no idea why it went into spam. Mine went into spam when I sent it to myself. Mark's went into spam, and a bunch of people who said I want to be there apparently never saw the notices. Well, the bad news is you missed the first night. The good news is if you send an email to me and say, you know, I didn't want to miss that, and can I do it somehow, just send me the notice, and we will be able to let you catch up. That's all I can tell you. I won't tell you how or why or whatever. Just send me an email and say I want it to be there. How can I catch up and do that? We can get you caught up with the first segment. So send me an email and tell me I want it to be in there and I missed it, and somehow, again, I don't know why that particular email went into a lot of spam folders. Don't know why. I think it's the content that does that, obviously. It's not because it came from me, but because it came from the same email address. It just, the content of it, I guess the language in there just sent it there. I don't know. So I'm going to change something in there in the future. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. But we did have a great night last night. I know Andrea was there, and we had a whole bunch of you know, successful people. I mean, people that, you know, are going to be successful based on, you know, getting the real story on what they need to be doing. So just reading a couple of these things on the side. Listen, let me say this about this chat box. Let me tell you exactly how this works. We cannot turn this public chat off. So that means when you come in, it's obvious that you can see and chat to people. Here is our, I'll put it mildly, a request. Don't chat to other people on here and talk to them and find out where they live and all this kind of stuff over there. We have an option. We can shut the chat down. That means that we won't see anything either on our end. That's how it's set up. So we're contemplating doing that if people continue to, you know, have conversations with each other. Actually, it hasn't happened but once. But if people do that and they start having conversations with each other in that chat, we're going to close this chat down, and there won't be a chat. So please don't do that. Be fair, say hello to us, and ask questions, but that's it. So good morning, Shelley. Good morning, Max, and people chatting there. That's good. I mean, nobody's breaking any rules right now, but please don't. I don't know what that means. Just a couple things on here. I don't know if you want to address some of this, Mark.
I think I might have the answer to that, because I think we can also change. We can have chat, or we can have chat to everybody. So we don't want chat to everybody. We only want chat to us. So I think that's something that we can change. We'll deal with that later. But at this point, just what you said.
They're still going to see the chat box. No matter what, they're still going to see the chat box up there. So.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure, yes. That's what they told us. That's the answer I got from them. All right, let me deal with issue number 2, which is sharing that Word document and having it scroll. I'm having conversations with the admin over there, the support department, to get the real answer. They are chatting back and forth with me, emailing back and forth with explanations, and I don't understand the explanation, so I'm trying to get them to really clarify what it is they're trying to tell us. Apparently, the screenshot is a screen. The screen share somehow is not allowing us to scroll when I bring up the Word document. And so they say you can't do that with, I don't even understand their answer. So anyway, we're waiting for the answer, so sorry about that. But Mark, let's once again, I want to talk about this communication. The bottom line to your business is what people are learning in that class. Who they are is the most important thing when you're dealing with your business. Who are you? Are you really the business owner? Are you? If you are you following business rules, business guidelines? Are you operating your business? Are you really sitting down and saying, okay, what are my tasks? And these are going to be in the handbook, the tasks. What is it that I need to do? And when I get up and I go to work, I turn on that computer, what am I doing? Am I chatting with my friends? Am I finding out how everybody's doing today? Or am I getting to work and I have in front of me the plan, the tasks at hand? And that task should be starting off with, my day starts with, and just for a second, just skip over the Breakfast Club and educational stuff, but my day starts, let's say at 11 a.m. And what is it that I'm doing? What task am I performing? And am I completing the task? And that task should be 1 hour of communications, 1 hour of communicating, which means that you're sending notices to people, you are calling people back, you are responding to emails and sending more information for those that request it. But once you get a communication going, you sent an email that said, Frank, I'd like to speak with you about managing a business from home with my company. Call me at this number. In the meantime, go to this company overview, brief company overview, and we'll discuss the possibilities. That's all your message should be saying. If you're sending out messages telling people how to get rich, how to acquire gold, that's a sales pitch. That's not a marketing pitch. If you're going to go sell your product, that's one thing. Some people believe in selling the product to get to the recruit. And then some people believe recruit to get to the sale. But I tell you, you recruit to recruit. So you go after the recruit first. I'd like to speak with you about managing a business from home with my company. Call me at this number. I'll be here in the office till 9 p.m. this evening. If not, just call me tomorrow between 9 a.m. and 12 noon. In the meantime, watch this brief company overview and we'll discuss the possibilities. What that does is creates curiosity. We'll be talking about that tonight in the class. But that creates curiosity. And the only thing that is going to motivate your people to action, meaning to connecting with you, is curiosity, since you don't know them. I mean, if it's somebody you know, don't spend an hour on the phone talking to them about gold. They don't want to hear it from you. But if you put them in an autoresponder and sent them the friends and family website and followed up with some nice letters, which we are changing, that are in there now, but if you went in and did that and just put them in the responder and just over and over again they were getting your message, they may buy from you. I doubt they'll join you in your marketing team, but they'll probably eventually, what did we see yesterday? It takes about anywhere between 5 and 15 notices for somebody to actually respond to you. So that means you got to get them in the autoresponder so that it automatically sends this message to them about what you're doing. But if your message going out to people, look, I see people sending messages out. I mean, you can get creative and send things out and tell people a bit about your business, but basically they need to know that what you're looking for are people that want to manage a business from home. Is it them? Are you right for us? That's one of the ones I'm sending. Are you right for us? Are you? Because we know we're right for you. I mean, we do know that. It might not be the right timing, but are you right for us? Are you the person that's going to come in, purchase a package, get to work, and start in the process and jump into the system? If you are, we're going to work. If we're not, then you'll have to find your own way. But I can't spend time with people who don't see it that way. So the question is, are you getting up on a regular basis and you're planning your day? We talk about this all the time. And so if you're not, take today, get ready for the new year, and start planning your business. Now, it's a shame that some of the people that were in the class before are not in the class now. I don't know if it's because of the notice, or maybe they didn't like that it was $59. I don't know. Either way, it should have been. You ought to be in this class to get rejuvenated. I wish I could put a couple of people on the phone like Gloria and Shelley. They attended that class last night, and they've been there a couple of times themselves. So, Shell, you might want to throw a couple comments up there so we can see them. That's okay to do that. Here's Roger putting it up here now. Roger's a businessman. I mean, what he's putting up here now. I loved the class last night. I loved it. I mean, I know that people feel that way when they get done. Most people. And some people have seen some of this before, but when you really get down to the key thing is learning who you are. Who are you when you're making the call? Are you the person who is trying to tell everybody everything, or are you the person who is connecting people? Because that's what we're supposed to be doing. Are you a connector? Remember that video? Are you a connector? Are you connecting people to the right people, to the directors who know how to move somebody forward? When you do a three-way conversation, they're not supposed to sit there for 20 minutes and tell them all about carrot bars. I mean, they think that's what they have to do. That's what they've been doing for 50 or 60 years. But that's not the way to do this. I get so many people calling me complaining that their upline spent 30, 40 minutes with somebody and ruined it. I mean, you ever hear that, Mark?
Yes, I have. It's not a good thing. 3 to 5 minutes should be enough.
And we're going to be talking about part 2 of this class tonight is learning what the director's role is and what your role is in introducing that director. That doesn't take more than 45 seconds. It's following that format. You follow a certain format. You make the introduction. Bob, this is Mark. Mark's been with our company or been within the industry for over 15 years. He's one of the trainers and directors in our company. He's been very successful teaching people how to manage a business from home over the years. And Mark, this is Bob. He's looked at some of the information. He's actually been on our website. I thought we might have a match, Mark, and I thought you might have some questions for Bob. And when you do it that way and you put Mark in the position A of authority and B, he's not It's not the other way around. It's not, Bob, this is Mark, fire away. Ask him any question you want because he's the genius. That's not how you do this. It's you bring them down. Imagine in IBM. Just picture this for a minute. You're going in for the interview, and a person who you meet at the desk says, "Hi, how you doing, Bob? Great. Yeah, I had an appointment with Joe Shoop today. Okay, great. Have a seat for a second. Let me get you to fill out some information. Da-da-da-da-da. Come on down the hallway." Imagine walking him into that interview and saying, "Okay, Bob, here's Joe Shoop. Fire away. Ask him anything you want. Now he's going to convince you to work here." Just imagine if that was the attitude. Or how about have a seat, fill the little bit of information on you. That information that we gather up when you make the phone call before you introduce them to a director is, what do you do, how long you've been doing it, and where do you see yourself in 5 years? Let me tell you a little bit about our company. I know you saw the website, but let me reiterate. As you know, the company's name is Karatbars International. We've been around for over 3 or 4 years. We're in over 120 countries worldwide. The company itself, is in the, and we, some people, like if you're going to hear in the class tonight that we talked about being in a precious metals field, but that's been changed, and we have to say in the e-commerce field, much like Amazon. So that's the field the company is in, dealing with precious metals. The company is in the e-commerce field, much like Amazon. Or we're an e-commerce company, much like Amazon, but dealing in precious metals. What we're looking for, though, Bob, are people who want to manage a business from home. So hold on for a second. Let me get your director, and we'll get that handled for you. That is your response. You're no more than the receptionist at the front desk. That's it. That's what you're doing. You're taking information, gathering information, and you're getting them to the director. That takes all the pressure off the person. Takes all the pressure off the new person who says, "What do I do?" I had somebody last night. I won't mention. I don't know if she's on the call or not today, but she's been calling me a few times. She, wanted to use Tools Rock, and she struggled through there. Couldn't find a way to get the funnels in, and either way, one of the reasons she wants to stay with Tools Rock is because they're going to have a training on what to say after the call. And I said, "Look, you registered for this class, or you got on that waiting list for this class. Why aren't you in the class?" "Well, because I didn't," and I don't know what the real explanation was. I said, "Well, you should have been in this class tonight, because you need," and now I can't go through a whole explanation, but if she's on the call today, I hope you're getting it. You have to know who you are. You've got to know that you're sitting at the front desk in the office and you are guiding a person to the director. And if you take them to the proper director, you're going to hear the introduction, the way I just said it, and then that director takes over and says, "Hey, Bob, how are you? Just in case you didn't remember, it's Joe Shoop, and let me give you the proper spelling of my name. And let me ask you this question. What is it that Mark said that caused us to get together here? In other words, what do you know about our company so far?" If you don't ask that as a director, how in the world can you possibly lead them down that road if you don't know what they're doing? I get so many people and uplines and all that get right in, say, "Hi, how are you? Well, where are you from? Oh, where do you live? Oh, no kidding. Yeah, well, my brother lives there too. And I've been there. Oh, yeah, I used to do that over there. Yeah, that's really good, isn't it?" See, that's called bonding. And you know what? It's not proper here at this stage of business. I don't want to know where they're from. I don't care at this particular point. I just want to know, are we right for each other? And I don't have time to find out that your sister, has a shoe store in, Minnesota. I don't care. I mean, I know that sounds arrogant, but what's really arrogant is people teaching all this stuff over the years, not knowing what they're doing. The teachers are teaching the wrong thing. Not all of them, but some of them. But you get right down to business. I want to know, what is it that Mark said that caused us to get together? In other words, what do you know about our company? I need to know that direction, because I want to know if this guy really saw or absorbed anything. So when he says, "Sure, yeah, I saw the website. I see that you guys are in the precious metals field. I saw this thing with the guy from Australia, or I saw the friends and family, and so on and so forth." That's all I need to know. I just need to know, did he see it? Because what you have to remember in your mind, part 2 of this direction is getting him to understand that he's going to get all the answers he needs in training, not on our phone call. I'll answer what I can and what I think is appropriate. But some of my answers are, sure, Bob, that's not a problem, because we're going to learn all that in the training. That's why we have our training programs. But let's get down to the business. You know this and you know that about our company. Well, once again, let me ask you what you do. I know that Mark asked you that, but I still need to know myself and just kind of, get up to date here. What do you do? That. How long you been doing it? All right. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? I know you might have answered that, but I'd really like to know that answer. Where do you see, in other words, if the next 5 years look like the last 5 years, do you see yourself getting ahead or behind? And they tell you that's the point where they're going to talk about themselves. And they're going to go over what they've done and the things in the past, and then you're going to get to know something about them when you do that. So the logical answer when it's all done, if you like what you heard, then you say, well, it looks like we might have a match. Not, oh, we have a match. Oh, my gosh, this is going to be great. You're going to love our company. Mark's the greatest guy to work with. You'll see. He'll do this. And you get a training. He'll help you do this. Well, in fact, I'm here. I'm the other guy you can help, and you can call me, and we'll just make it all great and dandy for you and wonderful just like it was before, and you'll fail anyway. I mean, that's really what you're telling them, as opposed to, look, it looks like we have a match, but we're not going to know this until we lock arms. I need you to register with our company, get in our training program, follow Mark's guidance. Get on the Breakfast Club calls in the morning, get on some other trainings in the afternoon, get in your back office, get into Tools Rock, get your manual, and let's get you started. Because the only way we're going to know if we really have a match is if we lock arms for a period of time, maybe 6 to 8 weeks, and see if we truly are right for each other. If we are, we'll keep going. If we're not, we'll shake hands and we'll say goodbye. And we'll wish each other well, but the worst thing will happen is you're going to learn something here, not just about business. You're going to learn about protecting your family's future. You'll learn how to get your financial house in order in that period of time. Does that sound fair to you, Bob? Okay, so here's what I need you to do. Mark, will you get them registered, please? After you register, call me back. I'm going to welcome you to the company. And Mark will guide you on the next step. So do you have any questions for me, Mark or Bob? That's the way that has to go. Now, I mean, I don't know why else you would want to. I don't know why you would want to do anything else. We're in business. We're business people. Somebody comes into your store and they're interviewing to be a shoe salesman. You don't have to find out all about, where their cousins live. You got to find out, can this guy help you? Is he really right for you? If he knows nothing about the shoe business, it's okay. We're looking for people who are honest, ambitious, and can work well with others. Same thing in the shoe business. You need to know if they're going to work well when somebody walks in the door. Are they going to say, sure, hey, how you doing? My name is Joe. Can I help you today? And if I can't, and no, I'm just browsing, great. Look, I'm going to be right over here. If there's anything you need, let me know. Anything specific you need me to get for you, you need me to show you, or pull down a display, whatever you need, I am here to serve you. Give me, just give me a holler over there, okay? Just, I don't know why my screen froze. Does anybody know?
It doesn't seem frozen to me. I see.
Can you still hear me, Mark?
Yeah, I hear you talking and you're moving and everything.
Yeah, I'm frozen on my end. Oh, well.
Yeah, you're moving on our end.
Huh. How about that? Wow, that's crazy. Okay, well, anyway, Mark, that's my message today, which means that, tonight's class, we're going to be covering this. We're going to be covering a lot of this on how to effectively direct your business. Are you in business is my question. Are you really moving forward? Are you learning the things you have to learn? Are you really becoming an expert at what you're doing? And it should be very simple for a new person, which is when you get registered, you get your marketing thing, and you learn to do what I just said. Market or communicate with people, connect with people, and let them know that your job is to move them to the director or the manager down the hall where they're going to sit and get their questions answered. That's what they're going to do. Now, we tell them that, but, tonight we'll go over that, and, if you missed that call, just, again, send me an email. We'll make arrangements for you to get to that call so you can get up to date, okay? So with that, Mark, that's my message today is, you know, it's the same message every day. Learn how to build your business effectively. Learn how to communicate and connect with people. And, you know, you can see by, you know, the people commenting in here on the chat exactly what it's done for them. You know, why they're excited about it, because they're learning. Imagine, Mark, imagine that you had 100 people that just did what I just did here today and were able to handle their customers like that, their prospects. Imagine that. Just imagine. Now, one of the key things they're going to learn tonight is when the other person on the other end isn't responding the way you'd like them to, you learn how to dismiss them professionally and let them know that, you know, there probably isn't a match here. But you don't say that. I mean, I don't like the idea when somebody goes, well, look, Frank, it doesn't look like you're for us, so we're just going to cut this off. That doesn't feel good. It's called rejection. Nobody likes rejection. But if you learn how to effectively use the right terminology to give them the perception that you are moving on, but you've done it nicely, everybody leaves with a happy thought. So we'll be talking about that tonight.
Joe, you know, another thing is that you have to understand that that director's job is also to help you determine whether you do have a match and then to get that person to registration. That is it. Mm-hmm. And you can't take 20 or 30 minutes to do that. And that's why you know, if there's a certain protocol that you want to follow, and it's a professional protocol. Because like you say, the thing we have to understand that we're in business, and when you're in business, it is to do a certain thing, to get, you know, like they tell you in different employees, get the people in, get the people out. Well, there's a way of doing that, and there's a proper way of doing that. So remember, one of the purposes of the director is to also help you determine whether you really do have a match and to get that person to registration. That should be the end result. To get that person to registration, which means turning it back over to you so that you can make sure that they get registered and go to the next step. And it's simple, really. Shouldn't be more than 3 to 5 minutes. If it's longer than that, then